Gardeners talk all the time about sun plants and shade plants, but there's another category almost no one explains. Some plants hate neighbors, and some plants actually grow better in crowds. And once you understand which is which, thinning seedlings suddenly makes sense. Every year, new gardeners will ask the same question: do I really need to thin that seedling? Seed packet instructions seem random at first. Sometimes you'll see thin to one seedling every 10 inches or so. Some seed packets say thinning is not required. So today I want to talk through different crops and their thinning requirements so that we can begin to understand how to lay out a raised bed garden. Most garden plants fall into 4 main roles: anchor plants, filler plants, surface crowd lovers, and crowd-friendly structure plants. Let's walk through each one. Category 1 is anchor plants. Anchor plants are the main structural crop in a space. Examples of anchor plants would be tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, squash, melons, and large greens like collards and mustards and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. These plants develop large root systems and wide canopies or really long vines. When multiple seedlings of anchor plants share the same planting spot, they compete underground almost immediately. These are the plants you thin down to 1. But here's the important distinction. Anchor plants need root independence, not isolation. A tomato doesn't want another tomato growing in the same hole, but it absolutely can share a bed with smaller plants nearby. Think of anchor plants as the main character of that section of the garden. Anchor plants need their own roots, not their own zip code. Category 2 are filler plants. Fillers still need proper spacing, but they stay smaller and they help occupy unused space around the anchor plants. Some examples of fillers that can cover the top layer of soil include heading lettuces, root veggies, celery, and kohlrabi. Some examples of fillers that cover a little bit of soil and a lot of vertical space include basil, dill, borage, and zinnias. These aren't grown in clumps, and they aren't dominant anchor plants either. Instead, they fit around the anchor plants and make use of the space that would otherwise sit empty. Fillers turn open space into productivity. The third category of plants are surface crowd lovers. These are like your living mulch plants. These are the plants that truly enjoy growing close together at the soil surface. Some examples of these plants are loose-leaf salad greens like arugula, mezclin, spinach, and herbs like cilantro, thyme, oregano, and chives, and flowers like nasturtium, alyssum, marigold, and lobelia. These plants are comfortable sharing space, and when planted densely, they cover the soil, conserve moisture, suppress the weeds, and they keep the garden feeling full instead of sparse. You can think of these as living mulch plants. The fourth category is crowd-friendly structure plants. Some plants blur the line between anchors and crowd lovers. Peas and pole beans are perfect examples. They actually like being planted close together. We often sow them densely on a trellis. They grow vertically, forming living structure in the garden. When trellised, they capture the sunlight high above the bed and create filtered shade underneath, almost like a natural shade cloth. So these plants behave like anchors above the ground, while still tolerating crowding at the root level. They're crowd-friendly structure plants. And they hint at something bigger we'll come back to later. So now when you look at seedlings, ask yourself, is this an anchor plant that needs its own rooting space? Is it a filler that occupies open air and bed space? Is it a structure plant that grows upward while tolerating density? Or is it a surface crowd lover meant to cover the soil? Once you recognize the role, the question of thinning or not thinning becomes obvious. And in my next video, we're going to use these same plant roles to construct a canopy, an understory, and a living mulch layer in our raised bed. So make sure you're subscribed so you can check out that video in the next couple weeks.